So sometimes when you're a dad, you have to drop the hammer on your kids. And what I mean by that is, you know, they're acting a fool and you gotta come out with that dad voice or, you know, something to persuade their behavior from going the direction that you're seeing it going. Very few times have I actually had to spank my children. You know, in all reality, I think the amount of times I've had to spank my oldest son, I can count on pretty much one hand. But sometimes the strongest hammer is the one you don't have to use. And that's what it's all about today. So let's get started. Woo, it is cold tonight. Man, it is apparently 48 degrees. I know some of you guys that are back east and stuff like that might be thinking to yourselves, like, yeah, that's not really all that cold, but for us people that live here in Arizona, that's pretty damn cold. Some of you guys might remember last week, we were trying to get my wife's office all kind of situated, and we had this whole debacle where we went to IKEA twice. Never really wished that upon anyone. Anyways, one of the reasons why we had to leave the first time was primarily because my youngest son started having this kind of meltdown in the middle of the store, which I get it, he's young. And I kind of got my ideas thinking, you know what we need in this house? We need a paddle. To be perfectly frank, I really don't intend on using this thing, but it is something that is going to be there as an ominous present in the house to just kind of dissuade behavior. He can be a little bit headstrong. I think this is definitely the kid that's going to make me pay for my own sins as a kid. My first one was way too easy. So this week on the Maker Journal, what we're going to be making is a paddle. And again, the whole point of this is really not to ever use this on my kids. This is just going to be kind of something that hangs on the wall as a decorative piece, but at the same time in case I need to use it. So what I've got is this piece of wood, this piece of oak that I picked up at the local hardware store, and then I've also got, let me go grab that real quick. Also got these materials. So I've got a little shadow box here, which is going to be handy for actually putting the said paddle inside of. A little bit of felt to kind of line the inside of the box, and then I picked up this while I was actually at the local craft store, which is just a strip of suede, so that way I can go ahead and wrap the handle on it, just kind of make it look a little bit more official. I don't know, we'll see. But anyways, that's this week's project, so let's go ahead and get to work. So that's as far as I got last week before I got really sick. Paddle itself is pretty much just about finished. This thing is pretty solid, actually. Not that I really ever hope to use it, but you know, it's gonna hang in a shadow box just in case. The shadow box itself, so this guy, still need to do some finish work on it. I'm gonna go ahead and stain the frame itself and then paint the inside of it so it's kind of a little bit of a two-tone. And then I've got to get this the felt stuck to the inside of it, just so it kind of looks a little bit better on the inside. And then I have to make a bracket to be able to hold this guy inside of the box. So that way when I hang it on the wall, it's not just kind of sitting in the case. Other thing I got done was, got the stickers for it made. So that's pretty much what we got to get finished up. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so basically got the shadow box all stained and painted. After that's finished drying, I'm going to go ahead and glue the felt on the inside, and then now I have to make the little bracket that's going to hold this guy on the inside of the shadow box, so that way kind of sitting in the middle. I got one that I'm going to just kind of cut out of a piece of wood, and then we'll screw that in through the back of the shadow box, so that should hopefully work for what we need. Alright, so everything's just about done. I just pretty much have to glue the felt into the back of that, which I think I'm going to use spray adhesive. I hate doing that because I'm probably going to end up sticking it in there wrong. So yeah, we'll see how that comes out. But after that, that's pretty much it. Just got to put it all back together and then just go hang it on the wall somewhere where the kids can see it. Alright, so here it is, the bad behavior deterrent of our house, I guess. I really hope I honestly don't ever have to use this. You know, it's really just more of the presence of it in the house, I guess is the way to put it. The big thing, you know, that I put on here was like it was a second warning type deal, and that's because, you know, I teach my kids that if I have to tell you twice, then there's consequences. This isn't necessarily that consequence, but it kind of is more of the, it's the representation of that. Oh man, yeah, you know, this was supposed to be done last week, but, you know, like I said at the very beginning, I got sick and just couldn't finish the project. Yeah, that sucked in and of itself. That was not a fun one by any means. You know, at least got it done this week. We're a little bit behind track as far as the amount of projects I need to get done for this year, but we're still making progress towards it. So maybe I'll have to double up on something coming up. Otherwise, yeah, pretty happy with that. Yeah, this will go up on the wall in a place where the kids can see it. They'll be explained that hopefully we never have to use it, but at the same time, the reason why I put it inside of an opening case is so that one day if we had to, we can use it. That's pretty much it for this week and last week. Like I said, I'll probably have to do 2 projects one week just to try and get back on track. But otherwise, really happy with how this one went. Like I said, you know, if you guys have any projects, ideas, things you want to see me do or make, you know, leave them in the comments below. I'll see if I can get it done. Really appreciate you guys for watching. I know this was kind of a weird video because I had to break it up over a couple weeks and use some old footage from last week and all that stuff, but you know, you can't control when you get sick, and it is what it is. So otherwise, thank you guys for watching as always. Hopefully I will see you guys again here next week, and talk to you guys next time.